Welcome back to the channel, Crypto Trend Trader here. Today we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin, but before we get started, I just want to remind you this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. These markets are extremely volatile, so please do your own research and trade responsibly. So here we have the Bitcoin chart. This is a 4-hour on Coinbase, and we just got a couple moving averages pulled up here. Just like we were talking about, we did get the continuation down here to the 200 moving average, and basically as soon as we based out on that 200 simple, it came down to about 85, 86, and you'll see if we pull up our Fibonacci, that comes into line perfectly. Basically we came down and we touched at the 0.5, and we had basically gotten rejected on that big move up at the 382 here in green. So now because we got rejected at the 382 in green and dropped back down to the 0.5, what I would expect to happen now is for us eventually to come and test the next level. So you got to look at it this way. We came down to the 618. We got the reaction all the way back up to the 382, got rejected, came down to the 0.5. We're consolidating. I think what's likely to happen is we're going to continue back down, retest the 618, and then see if we get all the way back down there again, or if we can potentially put in like a base and move back to the upside. I think somewhere that would be likely for that to happen would be somewhere around like the 786 or the 886 of this smaller fib level, which is basically just the swing down here at 7,300 to the top of that wick at 10.5, depending on what exchange you're looking at. And according to that, we had come down basically and just barely front run the 618, which came into line with the 0.5. And before we had been consolidating underneath the 0.5 as resistance, we were able to break above it, and now we're going to test it as support and see if we can hold here. And you will notice that it lines up perfectly with the moving averages. 200 simple here, 200 EMA is the lighter blue right here, and you'll see we're now below all of them except for the 200 simple. If we switch over to the daily, you can get a little bit clearer of a picture. We're basically between, that's the 200 simple, the little faded out blue in there, and this is the 200 right here, EMA. And what happened was we basically dropped down from that one, based here, tried to test back up, got rejected by the 90 or 89 actually right here, and the 10 right here. And then this is the 21 and the 50 rejected as well. And then you'll see we found right on top of the 200 and the 55. We found basically we're holding for now. But the way I look at this whole situation is, look, we're about to get the death cross between the bright green one here and the bright blue one here. We essentially popped up and defended it, and then eventually it sold off, got rejected, and now what's going to happen is we're just going to end up back down here. We're just going to end up getting the cross now, because here's the moving average. It's just going to basically curve back over, and as long as price is below it, it's going to get pulled down, and then eventually these two are going to meet and they're going to cross back again. We're going to get the death cross. You know, we attempted essentially to defend it by getting price back above it. It failed. We're going to get the slope back down on this this simple moving average, and then these ones as well are going to start curving down, and we're going to get a confirmed downtrend. You'll notice that we did come down here quite a few times, and based off some of these other moving averages like the 377 and the 528. And I think what's likely to happen right here is I think we're likely to come back down here to one of those moving averages. So I think we're essentially going to come back down to the 377 again and see if we can hold support there. If not, we'll come back down to the 528 again. And you'll notice, you know, people always want to use whatever moving averages they want to use. That's fine. I use these ones specifically in Bitcoin and crypto because look how well they work. You can see the white and the gray line here. We were basing off the gray line this whole time here on the daily, and we came down and we touched perfectly on the white here, and same deal here. You know, we came up and just based right off the white and the gray, and then eventually broke above it, and that was our uptrend. So, but you notice that's exactly where we got stopped at, and it falls in with a lot of other support and everything. And then on different time frames, like when you switch over to the 4-hour, that's going to correspond with the same moving averages you'd be curious about on longer time frames. And that's why I specifically use the moving averages that I do. And again, you can get any of these indicators for free on TradingView. This one is the here, I'll pull it back up for a second. This is the TJD SAR with B pivots. It's parabolic SAR with binary pivots, and then it has all the moving averages laid in it too. And you can even pop up the moving averages, and you know, you can take away anything you want. You can turn them on and off. you can essentially shut off all the different moving averages and just use the ones you want. It's just put in here like simple and common ones that typically work well in crypto and Bitcoin specifically. So, but that's basically our late on. I mean, not a ton has changed since then, but essentially, as far as I look at it, we essentially got rejected, came back down. We flipped the parabolic SAR back to negative on the daily. So what I would expect here is eventually, we may ping pong around here in a little bit, but I don't suspect that we'll get back above 8,900 from here. So I think any pop-up's going to be used as an opportunity for people to short down here, and then I would expect the next range to be back down to the 7,900, 8,000. And then based on the reaction we get there, we can get a better idea as to what's to come after that. So that's it for today. Crypto Trend Trader, Bitcoin TA, signing off. We'll catch you tomorrow.